Hey, how you guys doing? Okay, let's get into this. Alrighty. Let's get a sip before we start. Okay, let's do it. Cause we're going for the takeout. We're developing our forests. Hmm. Put the right on. Oh, interesting. Okay. Hmm. Boy, 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 boy. What do we do here? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? You have to. I may have made slight inaccuracy there, but we'll see. Okay. Let's see if we can get some attack going here. I don't think that was the right take, in my opinion. I think he should have taken with his rook, but that's just my opinion. Just lock that structure down. There's nothing got to be moved now. Okay. Interesting. I think he's gonna lock down there, but yeah, let's see if I can. Okay, if I play here. Yeah, I believe that was, I have to go back and check this out. You know, you have to always learn. I think I made, let me see, where was that slight inaccuracy? Oh, rats. You mean I could have taken here? Oh, what was I thinking? I missed that totally. I was so focused on this side here, I missed that. Okay, that's one. I took there, I taste there. Should have shot my rook down now that I think about it. Let's see if I shot my rook down here. Okay, that was a 0. Okay. Yeah, at that point he got out. Okay, so that was my sitch there. Okay, I see now where I need to, okay. Couple spots. Couple spots. That's fine. Let's give it another shot. Let's see here. I'm gonna go for a gambit line. Trying some new lines out. Interesting. I do not like what's going on here. Ouch. I think that was a mistake. Drat. What did I do wrong here? I went wrong here somewhere because I tried a gambit line. I'm not really a gambit player, so I'm not going to do that again. Let's see here. Boom, boom. Hold on. I want to see. I did this gambit line, so I want to check. I've been working on it, so let's see. There, there, there. So far, so good. The opening line's correct. So it's not like I didn't do it. So there. So castles. I knew I missed something. Though there's. So I'm fine. So far, so good. Takes. So takes. So equalization right there. Okay. Interesting. So that actually worked. Okay. Cool. That's a cool game. That was a cool line. Give it one more shot. Sheesh. Ooh, at 2,000. Let's give this. Let's go to my London. I tried the King. I'm just gonna do the London. Stick with it. I'll just go for the London structure. Interesting. Okay. Now I got a castle queen side. Sweet. I can't believe he's doing that. That's crazy. He's walking like right into an attack. Can't believe he's doing that. Hey, how you doing? Gotta find a way to infiltrate in here. Let's see if I can do that. Let's see here. Let's see if I check. Perfect. I need to get my my pawn rolling. I have to open this up like really fast. Get some attack going. Boy, this is intense here. Let's see. I'm gonna try to see if I can drat. I gotta see. I was so close to this mate here. I want to see where I slightly went. 'Cause that was a fun. That was so much fun. Let's see here. Let's see. Next, I attacked here, attacked there. So far so good. So he moves here. I moved there. He moves there. Oh, I take here. Oh, okay. I should take pawns. That's and then there, and then you take. Check. You move over. He pushes. Oh, you have perpetual at this point. Perpetual. There we go. Okay, perpetual. Okay. Boy, that was interesting. I want to go through this real quick. Also, play here first. Place there. Then you take. If knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes, bishop takes. Okay, pawn takes, because there's the pin still there. Knight there. Okay, you're now going for the attack here. Okay, then you take there. Alright, I gotcha. That was a great game. That was all about attacking. Let's see here. I'll give it one more. Okay, now I have to really kick it in. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to do this. Okay, just gotta develop here. You know, just play a developmental. Don't do anything foolish. How would you develop? You just develop. Okay, and I'm just gonna play here to stop the knight from coming in. Okay, so knight, I have development as much as he does. Trying to see, do I want to push here? I am going to develop my rook to the open file first. Then I'm going to castle, because there's no real sitch, and I'm going to retreat my bishop back. I don't want to give my bishop up. I'm going to attack his knight, make it go back, and then I'm going to lock the structure down and move my knight. Now I have a pin. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to play here because I want to want to stop that from coming in. Then I'm going to bring a knight in. Okay. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Here. Alright. I'm going to take there. Now I'm going to take, and then I think I can actually win a pawn if I... Oh, that was not good. Okay, so... Bishop takes. That's dumb. Just gotta move. Let's see if I push. And let's see, there. I'm just gotta get this thing going. Tried and lost on time again. I hate when that happens. Okay, let's do some puzzles because it's not turning out very well for me. So we'll just do some puzzles. Sometimes you got it. I haven't been playing games, so I'm kind of a little slow. But what we'll do is we'll do some puzzles, get re-upped, get our training back in par, and patience and learning. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got here. And then we get our knight. Yeah, okay. Boy, this is a really scary thing to be in, guys. Okay. Because he can win our queen right away with g1, and then we're down a whole piece. I mean, no, we'd only have a rook for a queen, so we have to think what could we do here. Potentially there's a check, but I don't think the check really does anything because there's a queen that guards there along the a to h8 diagonal. So potentially if we checked here, he still comes up. Well, nope, then there's no check because of, again, of that queen. So we have to think long term. Whatever we do, we can't leave our queen on pre here, so that's for sure. It's equal material, but I believe it's black who actually has more of a chance of winning here. I'm kind of looking to see potentially queen b3 is an idea. Huh. Because then that attacks the f7 pawn with a threat of mate 2. Also guards. What it also does is it guards here. If he checks here, that's we can just move. Let me see if we play queen b3. He has rook to g1 check. King f3. And then if queen checks here, we can actually take. Rook takes. and we can get in behind the passed pawn. And if he gets in behind ours, let's see if we, sorry, after takes here, we get in behind his, he gets in behind ours. We can actually take his pawn here, and we've won a pawn, and we can march our king over. Since his king over here is very passive, we can actually march our king over, because this diagonal, I mean this rank is cut off. So that's a potential idea, and if you guys have any other ideas, I'm more than happy to check them out. But let's see here, I gotta set the queen up again, set this rook up. This is an interesting one for sure. For sure, for sure. Boy, for some reason it's just telling me that's the one. That's the answer there. But I'm trying to see if there's anything else that, because this whole is done. We can, even if we checked, it can come up, and this whole diagonal is guarded. So checks are a total waste at this point. We can't play here, otherwise we get into a mate. So there's here, which guards that, attacks here, so that if we were to, if he was to check, like we'll just go through the cycle, get check, check, king here. All the checks are done away with, and the queen only has one check, which would be here on the king, and then we can always just trade off, come back, and then we get in behind and win that pawn. And I think that's enough to actually win the games. In an end game, sometimes one pawn's enough to win the game. Let's take a look and see just real quick. I'll be right back. You guys take a look to see what you think, and you can put in ideas. shot here. I'm thinking that's it. It's gotta, sometimes you have to give your mind a second to rest. Okay, let's see if we can I'm just gonna castle right now. This is more a positional game at this moment. So taste, we push. So he's castling queenside. Hey, how you doing? It's fine. No, shoot. Ay. Yeah, I have to start a little earlier. Let's see, I think I can. This is gonna be interesting. Let's see if I can do this. Hold it together. Okay. Oh, drat. That's a sneaky little move. Ouch. Wow. Wowzers. That's totally sneaky. I think that's game over. Let's see if I play here. Let's see. What? It was that checkmate too. I think it might have been. try one more, and then because this is like I know I can win this. I just gotta not make mistakes, and it's all because I'm playing too fast. So, but you have to be smart about your moves. Yeah, I appreciate that. But let's see here. Do I want to take and double his structure? Or can I could just castle. That's what I might do. Sometimes the best thing to do is just, play smart. I provoked a weakness here, so potentially I can use that later on in the game. I also have one there. Okay, so they're trying to. I got you. He's gonna try to get a hold of this here. That pawn advantage. So interesting. So that's why he did that, huh? Okay. Trying to find en route somehow into this position here. Just gotta check here. Oh, maybe not. I think let's see here. Hi. I think I might be able to save this. I may be able to. Let's see here. I gotta keep an eye on this. Just keep there. It's not impossible. Uh-oh, that was... Oh, I'm okay. Whew. That was a blessing there. Okay. Whew. No, thank you. I'll take the draw on that one. Ugh, that was way too sad. That's why you never should give up. So okay. Now this is where we're at in the puzzle right here. All right, we're at this point here, and I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think? Because right now we have a problem with a check on G1. So yeah, sometimes you're able to, if you're blessed. You know, the human factor is in there. So just whatever you do, don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever. Okay, at this point, see, we have a threat of checkmate 2, or 3, sorry, if we can come here, here, over, and there. So what I'm trying to see, I know we can't play here because of check, check, and then maybe we can play there, but I was thinking that if we played here, even if he checked here, we can come up, and the checking square is covered. There's no more checks for black if we played check here. But this is potentially a stitch because it blocks our king in route. Yes, it attacks that and attacks here, but also we have a potential of losing this pawn. So this does about 3 different things. It protects the pawn, threatens mate in 2, guards the d1 square after the check when we move. So what do you guys think? I'll give you guys a little bit of time to go over it, and then you could check to see if my calculation needs some work too. And then we could talk if you guys have other ideas as well. I'd love to check, and I know what that's the first thing that comes to mind, but this whole diagonal is under control of the queen. So even if he moved here after like a check, we can't checkmate him because of here. So just keep that in mind. That's why I'm thinking that's the not thinking. I am pretty sure that that's the move. Queen b3. Yeah, the only stitch about is they has a check on G1, which wins our queen. So we have to do you have to think really active here, because we're in a pickle. Because if we leave our queen here, he will win it. And that's why I was thinking something like that, and it guards. The queen does like a 3 huge job. It guards that, so this queen can't take it. Threatens mate in 2 when the queen comes here. Also guards the checking square, so it does 3 tasks in 1. Ask for a queen trade, but he will ask for a queen trade. If we play, how will he ask for a queen trade? Because this attacks his rook, protects his pawn. Because if he moves his queen off this diagonal, oh, right here. Oh yeah, that's also what I wanted to talk about. Now that you talked about that question, that's exactly an interesting idea. Because if we played here, let's say that he checked, which that's more likely what he's going to do with the rook. our king has really only one square to go to, and then the queen slides over to D1, like what you're saying. Queen takes queen, rook takes queen, and then rook to A7. Getting in behind the pawn, that if he tries his rook to A1, we can win the pawn, but I really don't see anything that can come of. That's why I was wondering if the queen B3 is actually correct or not. It's the only move that stops any of his checkmating ideas. But I don't see any other ideas though. Because everything else, I believe, well, I guess we could, let me see. Oh, rook A3, yeah. Then he gets in and protects his pawn. Yep. So that ain't an idea there. This one's interesting because there's so many in routes. I'm only concerned. My concern is what happens if after we move our queen. So that's what I'm wondering. I don't know. Maybe it is a check and I'm missing it somewhere. One thing that makes me think that it might not be a draw is these pawns here. Because yes, he's got 3 pawn islands, but if this gets overextended, potentially you have a passed pawn. So it's I see what you're saying about it being a draw. I'm just concerned if we don't guard this spot here that potentially there's a mate. This is when the king moves after wherever the queen moves after this check. I'm concerned about a checkmating idea here, and then with these pawns I'm a little concerned about that, and that's why I was wondering if just the simple trade might be the idea. Because I'm trying to see the drawback to that move. Only drawback that I see. Trying to see if there's anything, because the only drawback I see is the queen's offside. You have to. Jeremy Silman says to, so does Maurice Ashley and Grandmasters, say this to themselves: what did that move give up? What's the drawback to it? And so we have to see what the drawback is. I'd probably say the main one is the queen's offside. So potentially this gives us, I think if the queen was still here, I believe potentially it might have been a draw. I think maybe we actually have a chance of winning this because our rook's more active than his. So let me see here. Let's just take another quick analytical look. I'm gonna see if there's any checks that I was just checking to see if any checks work here. No, because that goes up there. Then that's covered. This is covered, so that's not work. There, if he comes up, I really can't come here because that's the queen covers that. This check, he has to come over. Check. It comes up. Check. Comes over. Still. Yeah, I believe that's the wow. Why doesn't that work? It must be, oh, it's winning for, oh, it's totally winning for, because if he moves up here, oh, check and you, okay. Boy, that was total. No, that's fine. Okay, we need to focus down and see here, because that looked really testing, but we need to take our time, look, analyze. Okay, there, let's go. Stay focused on your brain attack. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I think, oops, I missed a bishop. So do I have it all right? Yeah, I got it all right. Oops, I forgot one rook. Okay. He moved from here to there, so let's look at the drawback to that. Interesting. Okay, so the drawback from here to there. It's also, if we look at it, he's really overextended his bishop, so that's a first idea of a drawback. Also, like what you just said, that bishop to e1 potentially is an idea, because I don't see anything that he could do to counter that. Let's see here. He'd have to move his queen. Is there any checks? let's see. Okay, if we played there, bishop takes rook, rook takes queen, and rook takes rook. So do we have enough for the 2 rooks? We get a queen for 2 rooks. We potentially can play bishop takes f3, rook takes f3, and rook e to rook h to e1. And I think that I know for sure that this eliminates the 2 rook problem. I think we get a I think this time we win a queen for a bit. No, because we traded our bishop. We win a queen, our rook advantage. Hey, how you doing? Sorry about that. We were right in the middle of a chess. Sorry, a puzzle. So if you'd like to, chime in, and if you have any ideas, more than happy. Because if we play bishop takes bishop on f3, bishop takes bishop f3, rook takes bishop, and then we play rook from h1 to e1. And I'm trying to see, can the queen guard this rook? Maybe potentially. Because after here, over, he can't play over here because then he would lose a rook, and we still have our threat idea there. And maybe even better is rook, bishop takes, rook takes. Oh, interesting. We could play our rook there. That handles that idea, and no longer is there any infiltration to h2, because this rook guards the h2 infiltration point. So here, and there, and then we win a queen. Yeah, that's it. I'm not a queen, a rook. Then we can always, after we take, retreat back to guard the bishop. This is guarded, so everything's operation go. What do you guys think? Queen c2, interesting. Maybe I'm missing something there. Let's see, let's reset everything up and take a look at that check. Where's my other bishop? I need my other bishop. Okay, we're good. Okay. Queen to c4. Queen c4 check. King f8. And I don't see, did we get anything after that? I'm not sure. I don't really see anything there. No, nope. So bishop takes, rook takes, and then slides over. There's nothing that he can do after that. No checks, because if we move this rook, he has an in route to h2. So this rook has to stay where it is. So bishop takes, rook slides over. Let's see. He'd have to move his queen. Yeah, I'm sure of this. I'm trying to see, is there any knight move that he can do? Anything with his knight? No. Because knights sometimes are really tricky when they when you're dealing with them. There's no checks, no points of protection here when we attack the queen after the bishop takes. I see, everything's protected. There's nothing that... Yep, let's go with it. And then at this point now, after bishop takes, rook takes, now we have to decide between which rook to choose. And I believe that that's the correct rook to choose. Because otherwise, if we intercept here, potentially he can intercept there with his rook and sacrifice maybe a rook to save the queen. Maybe, let's see. Also, potentially, I think that he wins. He could even play. Sorry, he could even play queen takes, rook, bishop takes, and rook takes, and maybe he can even come over here and attack the queen, cause some damage. So that looks the most safest to me. What do you think? A discovery. A discovery. A discovery. That would offer him a discover check, so dangerous. Dangerous rookie one now. Oh. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Wow. Boy, these guys are really, or these players are really tricky players, man. Because do we actually get anything for? Wow. I'm trying to see if is there any way we could save our our queen. Hmm. Not sure if we get enough for that. let's see if we play queen takes rook, pawn takes, king takes, rook takes, 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 takes. He has his pass pawn though. Are we down material at that point? Let me see. Okay, he's got we got that pawn, that pawn, that pawn, that pawn. Those pawns are gone. Down we have a bishop and a versus a knight, and all the pawns are on the opposite color of the bishop, so this makes this bishop very gross. But we do have a rook that can come in and gobble in behind here, so boy, this is a let's see, what did he give up when he did that though? Kind of thinking of potentially maybe queen e2. I know that we kind of then after I know that he has that, and then he plays check there, so drat. Do we actually get to keep our, see, we have to decide now, do we keep our, are we able to keep our queen? So queen d1. Okay, if we go queen d1, I guess there's nothing we could do. Yeah, because even if he played, well, he might play here. If we play here, he might try there. But no, then we actually win material, don't we? Because we can actually play queen takes rook, knight takes, and then rook takes, and rook takes. We actually win material. I kind of see that idea as a potential, but well, what do we do after? I guess he can't really do anything, can he? Because if huh? Yeah, because we have enough material, don't we, to merit that. What makes me think that B1 might be the idea. I know it buries everything, but it also keeps hold of this pawn as well. But I don't think we actually need to worry about that because we can always play our rook over here. Dang, this is like one big headache of a problem. The only reason I was a little concerned about playing d1 is rook takes But I think we'd still be okay even with rook to e1. Because then we have the ability with it, if we check, to bring our queen in. Or maybe... I think it's either we have here, here, or there. Because this, yeah. The only reason I was thinking that is if he tries pushing here, we win the rook. And so if we played here, if he tried here, we can just win the rook. So this, he could try there, but that actually is horrible because then we can just bring our queen here with an attack on the knight. This keeps an eye on that pawn. This king's attacking this rook, and if the rook comes over to f3, we can always retreat our bishop. I do like your idea though about D somewhat. I mean, I like it because it covers the f3 point. So, because the queen would cover where if we played here, it does, hold that. But the problem is, after here, he's got rook to f3, and then he's attacking our bishop. Now we have to play defensive role after that. This covers here. We do lose that, but that's okay because we can always play our rook over here and get the open file. And also we have a potential bishop takes on d4. This does a lot. It covers a lot. I'm thinking this has more of a more ideas combined. Otherwise, all this does is cover that pawn. That's a one move idea, and you don't want that. You want an idea that has a multitude of different ideas, and that's better. I was either thinking this or that, because this though has a problem with there. Well, if we played queen d1, if he tried here, we could takes, and then takes, and we'd be up actually a whole minor piece at that point. So I think we would still be winning. So, because even if we played here, and then if he takes here, we come over, he takes, we take with our queen, rook comes down, we take, knight takes, king takes, and I think we win this game because of our minor piece, if I'm not mistaken, an active king. Yeah, I like your idea of yeah, that D yeah, the D move was correct. I want to see what his response would be though. If he plays here, we actually oh wow. What happens if you play here? We're still winning at this point. But he wins a pawn, so let's go back. So it says here, and even if he takes there, oh, we guard our rook. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Well, that guards every little thing, doesn't it? And then if he plays here, you could take here, king takes, and rook takes, if knight takes. Oh yeah, that is such a sweet line. Then here, then you take, and we're gonna win now. There's no way to stop us from not winning. Boom, baby. Oh, that's sweet. That's a sweet line there. Gotta love that. Gotta love it. We're doing good, guys. We're doing good. I'm so glad you saw that line. That's great. Excellent job. Because then if I don't see a line, then I know that I can rely on you guys to help me out, because I may miss one slight move like that. That was a great line that you saw. And see how we worked it out. That's how you get better at, by doing that. Let me see here. Put a bishop. Where'd the bishop come from? There. Okay, got a rook there, rook there. Boy, this is really odd looking position, isn't it? Okay. Okay, so our opponent moved from bishop d6 to bishop f8. So he's attacking R. I think we end up getting checkmated if I'm not mistaken here, because if we play here, let's say we check, then we take his king. Well, no, I think let me see, then he can actually check here. Well, maybe we have there's two checks that potentially win a Yeah, I believe I agree with you on that. I think we're so close to checkmate. Potentially it might be a push here. So then let's say he takes with the pawn. See g4. We'll say he takes with pawn g4, pawn takes pawn. Maybe he takes with his rook. We'll just say, let's say he takes with the rook at this point. Um, I don't know if we push, if I'm mistaken. I don't think we push, because this, the pawn stops the rook from actually coming over and blocking. Like if we wanted to check here, this pawn prevents the rook from coming here. So if we checked here, the rook can't come there because of there. But if we take, and then we try to check here, he can intercept. I believe it might be that the F rook. Yeah, because then there's no en route point. You can just take there. But he does run, doesn't he? So we check here. He runs, and then we snap it up. It's okay. We know what you meant. We know you mean G1 to B6. Don't worry. So, what do you guys think? Which rook? Because I'm thinking that it's this rook here. Because the rook's not really doing anything. And think about this. It put itself on a spot that it could be captured. Is there anything that we're missing here? If plays, let's say he moves to G4, we snap this bishop off. So I think our king is safe after that. But we have to decide, do we want to allow the king to flee in here, or is there something more that we can do? Maybe a push first. But the only problem I see is that he's got a rook there. And so I don't think that works, because then we don't have time enough to take the bishop. So if we played here, 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 there, takes, and the bishop still survives. So I believe that has to be the move, to otherwise we lose our opportunity to win the bishop. What do you guys think? I'll be right back. Just take a look and decide, and we'll go over it. Okay, so let's take a look at this proposal, because, okay, g4, g takes f. So we're thinking that it's winning the bishop. Yeah, I think you're right about that, because that wins over the long run, and there's no reason to rush. Why rush? Just play check. That's covered. All this is covered. There's nothing that he can check. That's covered. This is covered, covered, covered. No in routes for the rook. The rook can get captured there, there, there. The king, if he goes here after check, that's covered. And we win everything. And you know what? So we got to do a little bit of maneuvering. We're going to beat him. So are we going rook to f2? Rook f2. The last piece comes into the fight. We also have a pass, and once this bishop goes, we have enough to do a pass pawn here. Just run that guy right up the board. Are we in agreement on rook to f2? Let's go for it. And then now that he moved here after that, we snap off the bishop. Boom. Okay, I'll do one more online game that I got to log, because we'll end on a positive. Let's do this thing, guys. That was a great find. Can we? Yeah, we'll check that line. I'll make sure I check the line. And remind me after this game so I don't forget. Sometimes I do. So just keep that before, put it in there, and then we'll check it. Okay. There we go. Wow, this guy's like piling the pawns on, isn't he? Player. This is like the pawn man. Let's see here. Let's see if there's any in routes. It's got a ton of pawn weaknesses. There. Hey, how you doing? Okay, this is pretty well fortified in here, so boy, I'm gonna have to kind of get my queen out of dodge, really, in just a sec or two. So, phew. Thinking about just moving my king up and seeing if I can't double my pawns. I mean my rooks, not pawns. I know, it's really odd. Let's see here. Oh boy, I hate to have to do that. Yikes. I think that was, nope, I'm still okay. I'm still okay. Okay, maybe not. um, oh, drat. I think I blundered there. Let's see if there's any way to recover. I don't think so. Drat. Let me see if there's, let me see here. I want to see what I did. There's a spot back here. Okay, I'm good. See, when I take there, that he plays, what did he play over here? Oh, you take, okay. Oh, I'm covered at that point. I didn't have to worry about that. Because then if he takes, okay. Oh boy, that was, I don't know why I was concerned about that. When I played that, that was the mistake. If he plays here, I should just, oh, just push. And then if rook takes, I can just bring it, I can always, okay, that's covered at the, oh, I can't believe it. I was worried about nothing. That was my my thing there, yeah. I was worried about nothing on that. I gotta look past the situation. Okay, let's do the Steinitz variation of the French, and then we'll log off. Here, I wanna end on a positive. I know I can. Come on, focus down. Okay. Let's see here. I'll get the bishop pair advantage. I'm just gonna castle, try to castle, and then I can get out of this. Well, oh boy, now there's a problem. He's trying to see if I can get this implemented, kind of get that going, and then if he castles, I'm gonna castle. Oh, so he played bishop takes. Bishop takes. I don't want to lose my bishop now. I'm going to castle, but I don't want to lose my dark squared bishop. Yeah, we're gonna crunch this, and then we'll end on a really strong win, guys. So do I castle here? Or do I pin the queen? I'm gonna just castle. Just keep it nice and calm. Just keep it calm. Collect. Keep it calm. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, we'll call it on that because I think I had this guy. Let me see. What would have been, because I was up a whole piece. I have to reconsolidate everything. Let's see here. Okay, what would have been the best? Let's go back through, analyze this. Yeah, I think I did okay. I want to see. I think I could have trapped his knight. Yeah, we did good. We worked good together. Let's see here. Oh, I could have just taken there. Okay. Whew. Let me place there. Check. Wow. I gotta say one thing, that this is, oh my word, that was a tactic extraordinaire right there. That holds everything in task. Let's see. Yeah, that's a check. He moves. And there we go, there it is. There we go. Everything is, then, why doesn't his knight just come out? Oh, because we just hammer away. Okay, missed that tactic there. Let's go through this real quick. We'll go over this game because it's good to go over a game, even if and then we'll log off because I wanted to go over a game with you guys. So far, so good. I was thinking that, but I didn't. I didn't want to. What if he takes here? Then you take. Oh, because, okay, then, alright, so it's actually better for me. And then I could play there. Okay, then I get a full pawn advantage. So yeah, you have to get these full pawn ideas there. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you. Okay, let's go back here and let's get our puzzle. Let's go back and do the puzzle here. Yeah. Okay, so we wanted to go over the G4 line. Let's go back. Okay. Okay, plays there. Alright, G4. Gotcha. Okay, takes here. There. Takes. Rook takes. Takes. Okay, he has three pawns. Okay, that's the difference. We've lost all of our pawns. It's all about the pawns at that point. See, even when we win here, and it comes there, we have one pawn left. What would happen is we would lose this pawn here. Pawns are like huge in an endgame, and so we would have had 0 pawns. And let's see what he would have had 3, and I think that would have been enough for him to hold. Proper hold. Let's see. Yeah, he would have had enough to hold on. Yeah. We'll just finish off that game, this game here real quick, and we'll just take a look. Turn on. Blundered there. So far, so good. We're 4 pawns up. Takes there. Okay. And this is actually what would have happened, and you just get in behind the pawns, and there's really no way of stopping this push, so you're just going to push up the board. But back here, and then I got a log, I made a slight inaccuracy. Right here. That's a piece. Because if he takes here, you can, even if you played rook takes, now you're 2 pieces up. Even if he tries rook over here, you just retreat back with check at that point, and you're 2 whole pieces up. Now that's it. That's totally a win at that point. You can even just play here, you know, get your monster of pieces going. Okay. Well, thank you guys for logging on, and you know what? We have ups and downs days, but you know, we keep going. We're 2400 still. It's not about the rating. It's all about, you know, learning, getting better, applying what we learned. And remember, always keep studying chess and keep moving forward. Only look back to learn. That's why we go over the games. Even though we make inaccurate moves, we still learn so that we won't make the same mistake again. And remember, there's always a plan in the position, like Hannibal Smith said. We just have to find it, and when we do, you know, like he says, you love it when a plan comes together. Well, guys, have a great rest of the night. Be blessed, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, guys.